Hello everyone. It's James again. And today, I want to talk about how narcissists recruit their flying monkeys. Because sometimes understanding this process will allow you to realize the flying monkeys that are surrounding the narcissist. Or a former friend of yours that was turned into a flying monkey isn't worth your time, your effort or your consideration. You see, how narcissists obtain flying monkeys that help destroy their prey is pretty much the same as how they obtain the prey itself. And that's quite simply approaching different people with their lies. Much like throwing doo-doo on a wall and seeing if it will stick, while they watch and observe the reactions of those they tell their lies to. Remember, this is exactly what they do when they are obtaining a new victim. For instance, they might approach a new possible victim with a sob story about how they were just kicked out of their home, or they are having trouble with their roommate and need a new place to stay this weekend. And we know a healthy person with healthy boundaries might still talk to this person and offer a suggestion or two as to what they can do to help themselves out of their situation. But they more than likely won't offer to have this person stay with them. Nor will they take on this problem as if it's their own. They will be kind and helpful. But helpful up to a point. Where is the person that might have been raised in a toxic home with narcissists and has weak or non-existent boundaries? More than likely will take on this issue as if it's their own, while at the same time they are neglecting themselves. And yes, they might offer to have this person live with them. You see, though, the narcissist is great at pre-scanning their victims to see if they notice qualities to make them good victims. They still have to test to be sure. And sometimes they get it wrong. For every victim they snag, there is usually a few handful of people that were able to see through their act and quietly walk away. Also, those that don't over time exhibit the traits the narcissist is looking for. The narcissist will lose interest and walk away themselves as well. And part of this not exhibiting the behavior they are looking for would be not falling for their tricks. Such as in the previous example I just gave. So though they are trying to actively scan for who will make a good prey item, they still have to test the situation out. Like throwing doo-doo on the wall and seeing what sticks and what doesn't. Well, narcissists do exactly the same when they are recruiting flying monkeys. Now, there are some good people that can get snagged up into the narcissist mess. But for the most part, the narcissist flying monkeys have toxic traits of their own the narcissist notices. And usually that's the love to gossip about others. Or at least those that love to hear gossip about others. So what the narcissist will do is run their game on someone in the family, or a neighbor, or someone else you might know. Now, if this person seems to come back for more information about you, and is delivering information about you to them, after their initial interaction with the narcissist, they know they have a possible good flying monkey. If they say all of the crazy mess that they say to a possible flying monkey, and later this person kind of disappears out of the life of this narcissist, never to really be heard from again, then you know this person was made uncomfortable by the narcissist talking bad about you. And this person won't make a good flying monkey for the narcissist. Because no matter if they believe the narcissist or not, these types tend to not want to get involved. So they just walk away. And in most cases they will walk away from you, the victim of this narcissistic abuse. Have you ever noticed where a friend of yours just stopped talking to you? And it appears that it was after having some sort of contact with the narcissist. But they also have no further dealing with the narcissist as well. It's like this longtime friend just walked off the face of the earth. Well, usually this is because this is a person with healthy boundaries and this situation is just too much for them to deal with. So they just walked away. So in this case, the narcissist took a chance. They threw their doo-doo on the wall and it didn't stick. So they just go out and find a new wall hoping it finally will stick. And usually they find someone. Someone that gets into the drama. Someone that loves to gossip. And someone that has some toxic traits in and about themselves. Yet someone that is gullible enough to believe their stories. And it's these characteristics that make these people bad for your life. No matter if they were your so-called friends. Because in reality these people weren't your friends to begin with. Someone that is your friend might come to you on the first day this happens and say, "You know, I talked to your mom today when I was at the grocery store. And this is what she said about you. I'm confused. I felt uncomfortable by the things she was saying about you. Do you know anything about this?" And the worst case scenario, they will just walk away from you and the narcissist. And you really can't blame them for doing so. With the narcissist it's all a game. It's all a game of throwing doo-doo on the wall and waiting for it to stick. With people with a healthy life it won't. And with those that have toxic traits it will. Or it will a lot easier. It stuck with the flying monkeys because they love gossip. They want to see the bad in us. The bad the narcissist is convincing them of. And it stuck with us because of our unresolved childhood issues and toxic codependent nature. You see, I took some time to think about my mother running their smear campaign on my father when I was a young child. And I remembered her calling different people she and my father knew. As I've mentioned before on another video. And she would spend all of her time on these phone calls running my father down. Then I noticed something happen as a result. Some people my mother did this to. Not only stopped talking to my father, but they also stopped talking to my mother. This was basically her way of throwing doo-doo on the wall and hoping it would stick. And oftentimes it didn't stick. Most of the times the people she would tell this crazy stuff to would totally walk out of her life and my father's life. They wouldn't say why. They would just disappear. That being said, all these types like my mother need is a few gullible, yet toxic people to get sucked in. And usually these people thrive on high drama. They love gossip and enjoy to see you in pain just like the narcissist does. Which this usually makes the flying monkey a narcissist. Or at least sharing some of the traits of a narcissist. Now I try to be careful about this. Because I'm sure there are some good people that just have poor boundaries that fall for the narcissist's tricks and smear campaign. But by and large, they're thriving on this situation no matter what their dysfunction is. Will make them a poor friend for you and someone you should avoid. Simply put, though someone is nice and disordered doesn't make them any less toxic just because they are nice. And the narcissist does these types of test throwing their doo-doo out there, hoping someone is just dysfunctional enough to let it stick. And know this. The narcissist more than likely has met several people that have been able to see through their mess. Or at bare minimum could tell it was too toxic to deal with. And those that stuck around were the bottom of the barrel people that didn't have the processing skills or healthy boundaries of those that walked away. Yet they as well thrive off of your pain just like your abuser. The narcissist in fact is looking for someone that can act like a tag team partner that will aid in the destruction of your life. Normal people want nothing to do with these kind of things. Because for one, this is none of their business to be involved in such situations. And for two, this is none of their business to be involved in such situations. They just know deep down inside to get away. They don't belong. It's none of their business and to just get away. The dysfunctional person they find through this doo-doo throwing phase, in many cases, is just as toxic as they are. So if you've learned anything, you might be talking to another narcissist when you are talking to one of your narcissist's flying monkeys. And it's not worth to try to convince them of your story. Because though they might act nice, they will fly right back to your narcissist with your information. And will plan and scheme with your narcissist on how to take you down. But once you realize, the narcissists set out to look for people that exhibit these toxic traits and how they can maximize their traits against you. Says a lot about this person they've turned against you. And it should tell you that you should not be too heartbroken when you realize one of your friends have turned to the dark side. I know it's hard to take in. And it's hard to find comfort in this. But someone that is that easily turned against you, no matter how slick and smooth the narcissist is, Because narcissist will use praises and put downs all in the same conversation regarding you, to throw this person off a bit. But that being said, a true friend will talk to you about it. And if they don't and they just walk away, you have to applaud their boundaries. Not getting involved is sometimes the thing to do, and we need to learn this in some respects and put it into our arsenal in how we deal with toxic people in our own lives. But point of this is, narcissists go around throwing their doo-doo, hoping they can snag a victim with no boundaries and a flying monkey that loves drama. It's like narcissists are door-to-door salespeople with the philosophy: 100 no's is just 100 no's. And if they keep on trying, there will be at least one person that will say yes. Because the narcissist knows that if they keep throwing their doo-doo against the wall, eventually it will stick. And when you realize there were people with standards and principles that walked away, then it allows you to see these flying monkeys for what they really are. Low-class people that love drama and the pain of others, just like the narcissist. So stop feeding the monkeys your information. Stop trying to convince them of the truth, because they quite simply aren't worth it. Like I always say, knowledge is power. The more we know, the more we can live happy and healthy lives. Until next time. Bye for now. And be good to yourself.